Welcome back, everyone. I usually don't like facts too much, and I know you don't either, but I've got an interesting statistic for you that I want to open up with. Nearly 10% of the population in this country, some 29 million plus, suffer from a disease called diabetes. And I know I have a friend that had that disease, and it wound up to be very serious for him. And I'm sure many of you know also. Well, the ADA, the American Diabetes Association, is involved with a fundraiser each year that I know you know about, called the Tour de Cure. And that's a bicycle race. Bicycle. Yeah, it is. They are bicycles, right? I guess they are.
Bicycle. Yes.
Except you don't want to tell a racer that he's riding a bicycle, right? And joining me today are two people who are very involved with the event in our community. And that's Todd Eicher, who is one of the team captains, I guess Davidson brothers, right?
Yes.
Is that who you are, Todd?
Yes.
Great. And next to him is Virginia Fretto, who is Red Rider. We'll explain what that is. It's not a rock band, so we're going to explain what Red Rider is. So welcome, both of you.
Thank
Very
you.
nice to have you here.
Thank you
for
very
having
much.
Now, as I was saying with diabetes, it affects nearly 10% of the population. And Virginia, you have the disease. So I wanted to just ask you, many people may not know, they've heard of it, but they don't know about it, and they don't know how serious it can be, and the types of it, and also the fact that it needs to be monitored constantly. Now, you were diagnosed at 16, you said, right?
Yes, I was diagnosed at 16 with type 1 diabetes, which is
Okay.
the juvenile onset diabetes.
Okay.
There's also type 2 diabetes, which is adult onset in most cases. And it is a disease that I like to say is manageable, but it's constant checking your blood sugars. I wear an insulin pump that helps me regulate my blood sugars and what I eat when I'm doing activities, riding the bike. I can change all different settings in there and just keep tabs on what my sugars are doing so that I don't have lows or highs.
And that has to be monitored constantly.
Yes.
You
it
know,
does.
again, I'm sure we all know someone that has this disease. In the case of my friend, it was very difficult for him to manage. Now, this is many years ago, before some of these advances, like,
Yeah.
even like the pump. And there are some other advances as a result of research, right?
Correct.
That have, tell me about some of those.
Some of the advances.
Advances, yeah.
I think Virginia probably can speak better than I can.
Good, what do you got?
Well, now there's continuous glucose monitors, which for people with type 1 or who are insulin dependent, who are on insulin pumps, it actually can sync with the insulin pump. Some are even smartphone compatible, where you can see real time what your blood sugars are doing. So it eliminates some of the finger sticks, which, as any diabetic would know, is the least favorite part of
Sure.
having the disease, that and injections. So, I mean, maybe a decade or so ago, there were very limited options as far as how to take care of yourself, and most of the time it was injections. So that's a major advancement. The research is incredible. They're trying to find the causes of what's triggering.
Yes, right.
Because essentially your body stops creating insulin, and so you have to artificially be giving yourself insulin through the insulin pump and injection. So,
Right, to manage that balance.
yeah.
The side effects, of course, if you're not managing it properly, can affect your eyesight and your movement. And I remember, again, you know, having a personal experience that it would just affect my friend. He'd just go blank.
Yeah.
You know, because the onset's pretty quick too,
Yeah.
isn't it?
Low blood sugars can be very scary.
Yes.
You're not advised to drive if you have low blood sugars. You can become completely disoriented. So trying to avoid those, and then also trying to avoid the highs. It's that balance of being diabetic. So while it is manageable, it's something that you're always present. It's always present. You're always cognizant of what's going on.
Of course
Yeah.
you are. Now, you're team captain. You've
Yes.
been involved in this for a couple of years, right?
Yeah, we've had a team in Saratoga for about 8 years now. This is my third year as captain of the Davidson Brother Drafters. So we've been
So
involved.
what's involved with being a team captain? Because this is a major fundraiser for diabetes, right?
Correct. Every year we try to improve upon our numbers and the amount of fundraising we've done. Last year we had 187 riders on our team.
Wow.
And we raised just over $80,000 for our team alone. So it's a lot of social media, emails, reaching out to people, explaining what the ride is about, trying to get them to sign up for our team or just to sign up in general. And we have quite a few events before the actual ride itself.
Right. Well, you know what? Our viewers might be saying, okay, this event happens in June. Why are you talking to me about this now? And the reason is that it takes so much organization. They were telling me before we went on air that they need close to 400 volunteers to make this event happen. So, between getting the volunteers, educating them, teaching them about the event, planning the event, making sure the event goes off, you have all of the fundraising, which needs to be done prior to that also. So the teams need to be developed, and of course the fundraising has to happen. Now you're a Red Rider. I promised the viewers I was going to tell them what that meant.
It simply means that you're riding with diabetes. All the Red Riders have the same red jersey that says Red Rider on it. And part of, I think, it's almost like a little bit of a celebration when you're riding along the tour. People will cheer, "Go Red Rider, go!"
Yeah, sure.
And it kind of gives you that little motivation. And you really are acknowledging that, yes, I am doing this race with diabetes, and I'm surrounded by a lot of people who know what I'm going through. So it's a great sense of community.
Oh my God, yes. Now there's a little sidebar on this one that you're actually towing Olivia.
Yes.
Tell them who Olivia is.
Yeah, so my daughter Olivia is 3,
Yes.
and I tow her in the bike trailer behind my bike, and so we do the 10-mile because I don't think she'd last much longer than that. But really, she has a lot of fun. We have a lot of fun. It becomes a family event. There's a lot of families that do the 10-mile with us too, so it's exciting.
And Virginia was also telling me before we went on air that, you're monitoring your daughter to see if she comes down with the disease, because it is hereditary, and that, although I think you told me usually pass through the father,
It's
right?
a little bit higher percentage
It's okay.
of a possibility if the father carries it, but it is
Right.
something I'm always
Aware of.
of
Right.
because it is, as far as we know, it's genetic.
Yes.
So always keeping my eye on if she, is thirsty or she seems tired or anything like that. But I mean, so
For
far
any of
she's
those.
been amazingly healthy little girl.
Yes, I got you. Now, the race itself is set up, some of you probably already know this, especially if you're cyclists, that the whole family can participate in the 10-mile race, bring out whatever bike you have and run in that, but it goes all the way up to a 100-mile race. I got a feeling that that's a serious race, 100 miles, right?
It's definitely, there's 5 different rides. It's actually a ride, anywhere from 10 miles to the 100. Then there's a 28-mile ride, a 50-mile ride, and a 62.5-mile ride. So there's something for everyone.
Oh my God, yes, and it is a ride because it's not a competition.
Correct.
I mean, it is a competition against a disease, but it's not a competition against each other, right?
Correct.
Yeah, got it, okay. The event itself is on June 5th, right here in Saratoga, right?
June 5th at Saratoga Springs High School.
Starts at the high school. All the rides start at the high school, right?
Yes.
Okay. And which one do you participate in?
I typically do the 100-mile ride.
Yo!
I've done that for the last 5 years, and a bunch of my friends.
It would probably take me 5 years to complete 100 miles. I'd still be out there.
You'd be surprised.
I know. And I think I just want to leave you with a couple of thoughts here, that they raise $1.3 million. And this money goes to the ADA, and it goes into research, outreach programs, because even here in our community, the Capital District or Capital Region ADA, I think they've got an office in Albany, they were saying, they reach into the community in their education programs for all segments of the population, so you can look for signs of it, and if you can help, with any of the various treatments too, right?
That's correct.
Yes.
Yeah.
Good, okay, so one heck of an organization, the ADA, right? And Tour de Cure is one heck of an event. So again, June 5th, but now's the time to contact them, because if you want to ride, if you want to volunteer, if you want to donate, this would be the time to start thinking about it. So by the time June 5th comes, locked and loaded, right? Good.
Yes.
Okay, thanks. Thanks for coming in. Pleasure to meet both of you. Good luck with you. You going to take Olivia this year?
Yes.
Oh,
yes.
okay.
She said she'll do it.
I got news to you. She's 3.
She's 3.
Next year she's going to be telling you.
I know,
okay,
I know.
so enjoy it. This might be the last year for that. Thank you very much.
Thank you very
coming
much for
in.
having us. Thank you.
for having
Great to have you. To see this interview again, you can head to our website, looktvonline.com.